everyone, and welcome.
Hello.
Hi. I think you might have wanted to start out with a couple disclosures.
Yes, disclosures and disclaimers. The first being that I am not wearing any makeup for
Good.
a video medium, which is terrifying for me, but I'm doing it anyway. The number two disclaimer is that I have never watched The Bachelor before until The Golden Bachelor.
Same.
So I think that's great that we're coming in with fresh eyes.
I do too.
And the third disclaimer is essentially that I haven't read really any media regarding the Golden Bachelor, which I'm wont to do. I normally do things like that. So those are my disclaimers. Do you have any?
I mean, I think all the same for me. I am a heavy YouTube watcher, and so I've just been kind of like, get out of here when I see something pop up on my screen. So I wanted to come to this with my own opinions. And if they are similar to others, well, then the Golden Bachelor has done their job with editing, post-production.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well, I know you said that when you first watched this, you had an emotional response to it.
Yes. So the hearing aids got me.
It did. Exactly. When I saw them on the counter, immediately.
Just hooked me right in. Hooked me right in with the realness. So I love that.
I know, I felt like that as well. And also because I feel like we need to see people of different ages on television. This is why we're so obsessed with youth. This is why we're so obsessed with beauty. I mean, they didn't skimp out on the beauty part, but we do need to see people of different ages on television, right? So
yes,
when I saw that, it just felt like a real breakthrough in television.
Agreed. We're not yet at full body diversity in the women. Some of them were wearing, I mean, they look way better than I do. That's just a fact. Crop tops, short skirts, a lot of that going on. So more power to them. But yes, I agree.
To add to your point, I was a little disappointed when I didn't see Jimmy Kimmel's aunt in the full photo for the contestants. Where did she go? We need her back, you know?
That was a little comic relief, I guess. And I'm not, again, not watching the regular Bachelor. We should have a word for that, the age down version. I don't know if that's a regular thing. Do they do that kind of a shtick on the show? Do they normally have kind of like, red herrings, if you will? I'm not sure. Sure. So.
I mean, I doubt it, but I will say she was perfect for the role. Give her her own show, you know?
Yeah. Agreed.
So I think we should talk about the contestants because episode 1 just basically went through his history with his wife, which also I want to comment on that. His history with his wife, how lovely. He just seems like a very good man, good to his family, good to his children. And I felt like when I was watching it that he might have a hard time voting off contestants because of it. And I think we saw a little bit of that, but that was just my overall impression of who he was.
Agreed. I totally agree. So just the most heartwarming Midwestern grandpa that you could ever imagine. Like the casting is,
chef's kiss.
Yeah, they did it right for sure.
For sure. Well, if we get into, so I may be skipping over some folks. If I am, tell me, back it on up. So the first person who I wrote down was Edith. Do you remember Edith? Because Edith is who Blanche Devereaux thought she was in the Golden Girls.
I don't know which one. Oh yeah, could you point her out?
Yeah, she is this stunner. She had
yes. Did she she had sort of like silver hair. Like she had because I noticed not many of the women did. So that is kind of what stuck out to me. Yes. Okay. So she was the first one to be introduced. Yes.
Yeah. And she was stunning. I'm talking body, yaddy, yaddy.
Yes. Agreed.
She was giving it all. I said they knew exactly who to have roll up on the scene first. So Edith was giving all of that. And then the next person I wrote down was, I think, Ellen. And is Ellen this one here in this one? Is this that one? I can't keep up with it.
I don't know. There were so many women. I was writing down rather than their names,
Mhm.
which is my bad. I was writing down their their distinctive features. So I just sort
Oh,
of have notes, but I do have a note that she was the woman that had a friend with cancer. Is that right?
okay. So that was the other woman. Okay, that was
I believe that was her.
I thought that was her too. This is this woman here. Sorry, if I go right here where my finger is next to her face. So this is the woman,
Yeah.
and she was giving me New York Housewives pre-reboot. Like, gotta,
Ramona vibes, but not with the personality of Ramona, of course.
yeah, I was kind of like, oh, we'll see how this goes. This might be a little rough one. And then next we had Sandra, who has the Michelle Obama arms. This is Sandra here.
Yes. So she was sort of slowly walking, and I realized she might be the oldest. I haven't written this down.
Mm.
Someone with your skin tone knows you look phenomenal, so you can't really tell. But she, I think, is the oldest. I think she's 75, 70.
Is she?
Yeah. She gave me professor vibes. But then when she started meditating and swear that kind of,
I know. That threw
you
me off
know,
too.
I
Yeah.
thought she was quite not regal, but professorial. Like I got
Yeah.
that sort of an impression. And then the meditation threw me off. And I was like, I don't really know what to make of this woman right now.
Well,
So
at first I was like, I wonder what word she keeps saying. But then later on, she said something else, and I was like, oh, it's the big one. So
yeah,
she came right out with it.
he went for it. And he had a great, again, not watching the show before, I would imagine they're casting people who have a great rapport with people, are really affable. Because when she did start that kind of odd meditation and swearing, he just rolled with it. He was just
Yeah.
laughing, like he just kind of, again, the casting, like he just was great. Like he
Yeah.
heard kindly and everything.
I didn't get the feeling that these women could do anything that would make him be like, she needs to be sent away. Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. He's like a golden retriever.
The Golden Retriever Bachelor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then next we have, or I've written down Leslie, and Leslie.
Okay. I have a lot of thoughts. Do you want to share your thoughts?
Please.
So my thoughts were comedian Willy Wonka dated. So this woman, I'm sorry, for me, this is Prince's ex-girlfriend. Like this is how she will be in my brain. That is her claim to absolute fame. That's the coolest thing you can ever tell anyone in your entire life, even if you went on one date.
Yeah.
She's Prince's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I've chosen her here.
Yay.
So yeah, she made an impression.
She gave me Mama's Family vibes. I was like, oh, we got a little Mama's Family, and then she just threw away that walker and ripped off that robe, and I said, wow, Leslie has it all. She has the fashion sense. She's in great shape. Yeah.
Agreed.
Leslie
Agreed.
made an impression.
Phenomenal.
And I also wrote a little note. She proved that you can still shop at Fashion Nova at any age. It never gets too old, you know?
Yeah.
The next person I have, unless you have any other notes on Les.
No, not for now. No, yeah.
All right. The next person I have is Marina.
Yes. She was stunning. She was wearing a sari, which stand out. So that was beautiful. I didn't really get another. I think this is when it started to fly.
Yeah.
And I have notes on some of these folks, but they just started going. So I was feverishly trying to jot things down.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna see if there she is.
She
right
is. I mean, stunning.
Yeah.
Like,
she's so pretty. Yeah, I just wrote stunner.
Yeah. Yep. That's
it on that one. And then the next I have is Joan, and I said Joan is giving OC housewives vibes, and I think Joan is the woman right above my head.
Okay, you and I are on my notes for Joan, which again didn't know her name, I wrote Reese Witherspoon's Oscar dress because I think she was wearing a yellow dress. But my next note is some of these people look like they could be on the Real Housewives of Orange County.
Exactly.
So definitely OC vibes.
Yeah.
Definitely. And on that note, may I just say, as a lot of people in the Bravo community talk about, you're either a Bravo watcher or a Bachelor watcher. So I
Oh.
like now I've been up heretofore been a Bravo watcher, but I feel like I'm coming into the Bachelor universe.
Right. I didn't know that there were two separate camps.
Well, that's like the general thinking. It's not always true for everyone. Of course, there are people that watch both, but I myself am not aware of any people that watch both. Are you?
No, because I've only ever partaken in the Housewives Cup, not of the Bachelor.
Same.
Yeah. So if it doesn't work out for her here, maybe Bravo can take her back into their community.
Absolutely. They're doing reboots on the younger end. Maybe they'll flip back. Maybe they'll do an OC, on the older side again. I mean, they have some older folks in there, but yeah, we'll see.
We'd love to see it. And next we have Natasha.
Yeah.
Cha-cha.
Yeah. Cha cha cha. I do have Wanda Sykes energy.
Okay.
Tango dress.
Yeah.
Sort of a festive dress on.
Yeah. Fortunately, she was on the floor of this photo and was cropped right on out. Yeah, but she definitely came in with a good amount of energy, that one.
She did. Yes.
Next I have Kathy. Now Kathy gave me politician's wife.
Okay. Is she the one who saw him and immediately said she couldn't breathe?
No.
I know who Kathy is. Okay. She's the education consultant.
Yeah.
Titles stick out and some of them don't, i.e. education consultant, pickleball coach.
I saw that and I was like,
that sticks out.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. She was pretty dramatic, I think.
Well, at first I thought like, wow, she's also another one that I felt like was pretty regal. And then as we got towards the end, I was like, she can also be on Real Housewives of New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And after her, I have Nancy. And I said, Nancy is giving us ear candy.
Okay. I wrote down ear candy. Did they mention that on the show or did I just say that?
She did. She said, we both have a little ear candy.
That's right. Okay. So that's their way of joking about the hearing aid. Okay, that's cute. I've never heard of that. I don't have anyone in my life that I like, no family member that I see on a regular basis that uses hearing aids. So I didn't know that was a thing, but that's cute.
I mean, I think older people have been trying to keep up with our terminology forever. Now we need to keep up with theirs,
Yes.
Oh, switcheroo. And I really do wish that she would have made more of an impression so that I could remember which one she was or what she looked like, but I couldn't tell you what Nancy looked like.
Could not tell you.
Yeah. Nope. So we're going to move right on along to Pamela, who I said, old habits die hard, messy, giving everyone. Oh, I put something about her giving him a kiss.
Yes. Someone gave him a kiss on the cheek right away, I think. I'm not sure if that was her again, not tracking the names in episode 1. Hopefully by future episodes, we will be tracking that.
Yeah. She came in telling everybody I gave him a kiss. And I was just like, why?
Yeah. Too soon.
Yeah. Too soon. So I couldn't also tell you what she looked like. So that's why we're moving on to, I think I have Teresa. Or do you have?
Yes. She's the one whose birthday it was, correct?
The flasher, correct.
Yes, and she threatened to take her look. Yes, she is teeny tiny. She has 6 grandsons. That was like she said, "Oh, don't be silly. I wouldn't take my clothes off. I have 6 grandsons."
Yes.
Down there. Yes. Yeah. Yes. She's cute. Yeah.
She is. She's really cute. And then April, Easter egg April came up next.
I can tell this person I'm not gonna be a huge fan of. Just kind of giving a little too much eccentricity,
I mean, the calendar with April, April, April.
Yeah, just not great. I think she also kind of said she was eccentric, which to me is kind of a red flag. Usually
Why?
calling yourself eccentric,
Yeah.
kind of like, are you self-aware enough to know, like, you're just like, I'm kooky, you know? So I
Yeah.
wasn't really tracking that. She's from Florida. There we go. That makes sense. Um, and she balked like a chicken.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, yeah.
collects her eggs and things like that. So I wasn't, she didn't really me just that personality for me personally. I'm not a huge fan of that, but we'll
But
see.
she does have a job title that you found to stand out amongst the other.
Was she the pickleball coach?
She is.
Okay, okay,
She
got
is,
it.
I believe. I believe she is the pickleball coach. Because I
Yeah,
thought to myself, like, she looks pretty well to do. What does she? Oh, pickleball coach.
yeah.
Okay,
It
great.
it is funny because all the chirons with their job titles, most of the younger version, I imagine they're
Mhm.
like marketing consultant and
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Mhm.
So for this age group, what are they putting there? Retired blank. And
Yeah.
clearly she's like, well, this is what I spend most of my time doing. So that's what I'll call myself, which is, I mean, it's nice work if you can get it. That's
I
awesome.
agree. I agree. It's also given me some inspiration for what I can aspire to in my later years.
Yes, exactly.
And that's bringing me on to Renee. Renee is the cheerleader in the tracksuit.
But that is what I have.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's this woman here, Renee.
I don't really remember anything else about her. Oh, she was wearing, oh, right. She was wearing the track. Okay. She was the only one in pants. That's right. So
Yeah.
she sort of stood out for that. Okay.
Yeah. And she has a pretty good sense of humor. She was just
Oh,
like, pick
yeah.
me because we want to get married. Something cute. So I'll
Yeah.
give that to Renee. And then I have Maria next. She had on the Jim Jones glasses. I need to see if I can
Oh. She was also gray haired, correct? Short hair.
no, she
Oh, it's not her.
was yeah. I think it's her right here at the bottom.
Okay, do not remember her. Was she wearing a large necklace?
Mm.
I have that in my notes, but
But
I
do
could
you
be.
remember she had like the Starsky and Hutch glasses or the Jim Jonesers? You don't remember?
I don't remember that. But it was, this was a few days ago. I need to take better notes, I think, but I don't recall.
No worries. And then next I have Anna, the kidnapper. Oh, she wanted yeah.
Jessica Rabbit dress wanted him to leave the set, was like, let's get out of here. Like that
Yeah,
she thought she was, being risque.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then after that I have Susan. Susan is the one right above me. I wrote Liza Minnelli.
Yes, I'm realizing she's giving a little Kris Jenner vibes with her hair.
Mhm.
She, of course, is from the greater Philadelphia area,
Oh, is
where
she?
I'm from. So I like that. She, has the brash tone, I think. She did make kind of an inappropriate joke. So I
What did
think
she
she was going for
say?
that, something about inches, that sort of joke.
Oh, yeah.
And she had like a Dancing with the Stars dress, like a fun dress. So I think that was her way of kind of trying to make, I guess they're all trying to get that, first
First
impression.
impression rose.
Rose. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And then after her, I have oh, and then Aunt Chippy came on the scene.
Okay. Did she?
Well, there were some more people, but they didn't really strike anything. Oh, the
Okay.
motorcycle chick. Sorry.
Yes. Well, I have some notes in between there. So there
Okay.
was somebody that came next. Are you familiar with at this point, it's an internet meme of a woman who teaches you how to walk or run, exercise in the same cadence of a horse?
Oh, the Prancer.
Yes,
The Prancer.
Prancercise.
Mm-hmm.
One of I think the woman who came after Kris Jenner,
Uh-huh.
reminded me of her, just in I think again, it was like an energy thing that she was giving off.
I'm,
And then yes, there were a couple more people. Nothing really stands out. And then we have Jimmy Kimmel's aunt, which
yeah.
was comic relief. And then the motorcycle. And she was wearing a short dress on a motorcycle.
Yeah, did you see that was?
Which I thought was incredible. I was like, wow, like, and she completely pulled it off. She was just like effortlessly getting off the bike and just like, hi, I'm here. She rollerblades, she rides horses. I mean, she was like, you know, bringing it. So,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And only for us to find out later that she can also play guitar, sing. She composes songs. I'm kind of like, wow.
yes, Renaissance woman. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And so my first thought after meeting all these ladies is this too many women for this year?
I thought my other note was, you know, having not watched this before, I'm like, wow, like they're so nice to each other. I'm like, is this just because it's the first episode? Is this how it is? It's just the name of the game with reality TV that you have to kind of play the game. I'm not sure. But yes, I thought, wow, this is a lot of women. How many people does he cull the first night? What are we going to be working with on episode 2? Because this is a lot. And I also didn't know who I guess you would call him the host. I have no idea who he is. So again, having not disclaimer, not Googled anything, I will Google to find out who this man is. I assume he's in the Bachelor universe and he's been cast because of that. But
Yeah.
he didn't really leave an impression on me either way. It's just
He kind of reminds me of the host from The Survivor. I keep waiting, or when I was watching The Survivor, for people to vote him off of the island because he didn't really give much. So yeah, same thing with this guy.
okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just sort of take it or leave it. Oh, the other thing, which I think is kind of wild, we haven't talked about yet.
Mhm.
The Golden Bachelor's name is Gerry, correct?
Mhm. I think so.
Spelled Gerry.
Wait, who's Gerry?
So his name is spelled Gerry. How would you pronounce Gerry?
Yeah.
So I guess we should probably clarify this. Maybe it is Gerry. It's just it's a hard G. I know that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm misspeaking the E, and maybe it is Gerry, but I'm thinking they're saying Gary. I need to double.
It's so sad because I want to review this show and I can't even remember what the man's name is. He's a fine gentleman. Can't remember his name though. But yeah, that would probably throw me for a loop as well.
Yeah, if you see it in writing.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
Oh, and then they said something about Riz. I feel like the word Riz is on the come up lately. It rhymes with jizz for me. It's a little uncomfortable when I hear it. I don't know what it means.
I just read an article
Oh, did you?
about the youths and the terminology they're using. Take this with a grain of salt because I think the article was in the New York Times. So we're not talking about like, you know, a cool source that I found this information. I think it was a source that was desperately trying to keep up. It might not have been, I honestly can't remember, but it was, what are these words and why is the TikTok generation using them? So my understanding from the cursory article I read was that it stands for charisma, and it's not just regular charisma that you might have just in day-to-day life. It is, to me, it's more like the energy you bring to a romantic partner. What are you like offering and giving off? It seemed like a specific thing. It's not just your general way of being. It's not like, oh, that guy has Riz because he's chill and blah blah blah. It's that he has Riz because some really specific thing that he does.
Wow, so I need that article.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it.
I mean, I just remember thinking like, oh, I hope this isn't something gross that they're not aware of. And I'm like, no, I'm just out of the loop.
Yeah.
And then I have And then I guess I just kind of like glossed through the rest of it because, like you said, they were being super nice. Your earrings are so nice. Your makeup's so lovely. No, yours. All this, and I was just like,
Yeah.
let's get to the meat and potatoes of the show here, guys.
Exactly. Exactly. So my other notes are that Gerry, again, Gerry or Gary, I will confirm, appeared to be drinking a full-on orange juice when the other gals were drinking sparkling.
Oh.
So, no judgment there, just curious what was going on, if that was a full just juice. And then the pickleball lady, yeah, that really it did make me think, okay, that's actually sweet because most of them are retired. So it's like we talked about, that's kind of a dream job.
Yeah.
And then oh, when Motorcycle was singing her song, was that an original song? I think I was wondering if that was one of her own. Probably would be because of the rights to the music. Must, like, it has to be her song.
Could
Probably.
be. I mean, I should have Shazammed and been like, you know what? This came up. Yeah.
And then they started dancing. They were dancing to what I believe to be primarily like a TikTok song. I forget which one it was, but it was a viral song, and I just loved the dance party. I was like, yes, this is what we came for. Like, they're all trying to touch him and like dancing, and it's like they were having the time of their lives. It was like they knew each other forever and they were like dancing around. Like, it was great.
Yeah, like even if you got voted off the consolation prizes, you got to meet some cool ladies, you got to go on a show. Like, yeah, it didn't feel as yucky as it can feel on some other shows. What I did think was a little weird was the birthday cupcake, and he was like, "Are you gonna clean it up?" And I was like, "Oh, Gerry, please don't make a hard turn in the creep zone, please, please."
Yeah, that I think I do. Yeah, I have notes about how they're already kissing, and I was shocked by that. Again, not having watched this, is that normal? Are we kissing on the first episode? Is that a thing? I was thinking, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I kind of was hoping that they would have like move at a geriatric pace.
Yes.
It was more appropriate in my eyes, but I don't even know what's appropriate anymore. Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
All I know is he ended up kissing. I can't remember if the lady, if he kissed more than one lady. Do you remember?
He did. So he kissed the birthday cupcake one, the one that's right next to you. Yes.
Oh, and well, as I continue to cover her up,
yeah. And then the singer motorcyclist,
her right here,
he kissed her.
Yeah.
And I was just, that's what really, it took me aback. I was like, wow, we're doing this the first night. Okay. All right.
Doing this, it's happening.
Yeah.
And then, so I thought too, because he had kissed the birthday girl, like she would get the first impression rose, you know? And then I was like, wow, how she must feel to not get the rose after being like,
I know. The other notes I have from Chicken Pickleball.
April.
Yeah, thank you for remembering their names. Is that she was saying, you know, this is taking so long, my hair's starting to fall. And I felt that. I knew what she meant.
You felt it?
Yeah. Not because of, because of me, you know, when you're like in a humid place and you have your hair nicely, not like now. And it starts to just kind of fall and get limp. That's, I know that feeling. Yeah. And I think she was also the one that referenced like not getting to first base. That was another one. I'm like, okay, wow, we're like going there. This is how it is. So that kind of took me aback.
As you're talking, I'm looking at Matt James's. Is that his mom right here, who's also a stunner?
Who's Matt James?
I think he's a previous Bachelor contestant. And she's the one who's like, I'm familiar with the protocols because my son was the Bachelor. And he's like, okay, great. Here's the entrance.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I did not catch that at all. I
Yeah.
didn't catch that.
I totally glossed over that. And as I was looking at this picture, I was like, oh, and I was kind of looking forward to her being on the show because she looked like she had great fashion, you know?
Yeah, yeah, she was chic.
Mm-hmm. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. I think Kathy, the woman, uh, what is her most defining feature? She's
There's
on
one.
your left side, a couple over, one over. She's standing with her hand on her hip.
Oh, is it the
Um,
her?
her, yeah.
Yeah.
She just kind of started like freaking out, I think, about the rose ceremony. She was just kind of
Oh
like,
my God. She was like, there's another woman here who I don't even know who she is or where she came from.
yeah, there's so many women. It's kind of
But
crazy.
yeah, I mean, her commentary just held it down the whole ceremony. She's just like, is it gonna be me? Why did she get one? He gave it to her. He's looking at him like, shut up,
Yeah,
shut
yeah.
up.
Let us
Yeah.
just, you can kind of guess who's getting it by like the whatever they're called, the back interview, the side interviews, the testimonials that they're doing with the women. You can kind of tell like, okay, she's probably going to get through because they're spending time on her. The other note that I had, that was a dusty table that they had those roses on. Did you see that
No,
dust?
was it?
Yeah. I was thinking ABC. What are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
get the set together, get this mansion together. That was a little sad for me. I
Yeah.
just thought, because they had it in sort of a Beauty and the Beast cloche, like the glass covering. It's like, this is fancy. And then I saw dust. Oh,
You're like no longer fancy. They need to come in here with a cleaning crew stat. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, the Philly gal got in just in the nick of the time.
Oh man, I didn't think she was gonna make it, honestly.
I 100% did not think she was going to make it.
Yeah.
So, kind of cheering her on just for
I
the
mean, and
aspect.
and I also have to just comment on the fact that the women of color like made it through in large numbers. I was very impressed with that too. Like, wow, leave no man
Agreed.
behind, huh? All right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Hmm.
Totally. Um, he was crying already, which was
I
sad. I
have a
mean,
note. I have a note, not him crying. Yeah, he's already.
crying. And like, I mean, we didn't even really talk about his whole story that he just kind of got off right off the bat, like shared his story. And it's just so sweet and wholesome. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, I hope it works for him.
How long did he say he has it been since his wife passed?
I want to say like 5 years.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like 2018, like a couple years before the pandemic, I think.
Mhm.
I think. Again, need to Google. Um, yeah, he was kissing a lot more people than I thought. I guess they started doing the montage of like what's to come, and
I
I guess they're choosing Journey for
Girl, I
that.
was like, I don't even know if we're gonna be able to see the rest of the season. He didn't gave up on episode 2.
I mean, yeah. So I don't know. I we'll see what happens. It's kind of, you're trying to see like, oh, who's left in the later episodes to try to kind of tell who
Yeah, who's gonna
after
make it
whatever.
for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, don't they show a little sneak peek of like who he chooses then why? And that kind of ruined it for me too, because I was like, that body type is not it's kind of distinguishable as if I really paid attention, I might be able to detect.
Right. I feel like if like I have it on my DVR, could I go back and like now that I, have seen it, could I see like who was there? But of course you have the drama, like the typical reality show, like one of them's threatening to leave and then one of them is gonna, get let go after some dramatic fashion. And then, then we're dealing with real stuff because of just the sheer age of these women and the stuff they've been through. Like I think one of the women was crying because it was like the month that her husband had passed away, and so she had like a
Yeah.
moment